diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Toby Sanderson, who's a center out of Central Arkansas. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Hanging in there, bro.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me where you're from.
I'm from Edmond, Oklahoma. That's just outside of Oklahoma City.
Cool. And give me like a brief history of your career as a football player, if you don't mind.
So I started as a tackle here at Edmond North High School, and I was offered a preferred walk-on to Central Arkansas, which thankfully I took because a year later I was offered a scholarship at center for them. And I've been starting since 2018 so that's for 3 seasons now.
Cool. So, I mean, obviously, not everybody can do the preferred walk-on bid. I mean, you kind of need to go out there and gamble on yourself a little bit. So, I mean, you had to pay your way at least a little bit before you got going with the scholarship. But, I mean, like you said, you've been a starter there for 3+ years, 40 starts under your belt, which is very nice.
Yes, sir.
What do you believe is like maybe one of your best attributes as a player? Maybe the best thing you bring to the table.
I think I'm a very technically sound player. I think, and I think I bring the dog mentality to whoever I'm playing against. I think you have to at this level, wherever you play, and just all around vocal leader for the offensive line. They kind of put that responsibility on me here as a center. So those are some big attributes I bring.
Gotcha. And is there maybe a player in the league that perhaps you either model your game after or aspire to be, or maybe that you're a fan of, that you watch a lot of his film?
I definitely watch Jason Kelsey a lot. Yeah, I aspire to play like him, honestly. He's been a Pro Bowler for several years, and he's just an all-around great player. Love watching him.
Great, definitely a great character too. So he's fun to watch.
Yeah. Sure.
So I mean, like you were saying, I mean, one of the things that you do bring to the table there is your leadership. In my notes, I wrote down that you are team captain there. So tell me a little bit about you as a leader. What kind of a leader are you? Maybe if you want to talk to me about like what being a team captain means. So talk to me about you as a leader there at UCA.
Right. So at UCA, we don't really just recognize captains outright, but it's kind of understood, who's the leader out there. And, me and Braylon kind of share the responsibility of being the leaders of the offense for us. And, that entails, getting people to where they need to be when they need to be there. It entails, picking us up when we're in the dumps. Not everything's going to go your way all the time. So getting people in the right mindset and where they need to be is a huge aspect of being a captain on a team.
Cool. I mean, one of the great things that you guys were able to do is actually play some games this fall. I mean, a lot of small school clubs, like, they really weren't able to actually get on the field. And you guys played a lot of games, actually, and against a lot of great opponents. How many games did you have total? Was it like 7, 8, 9? I can't remember.
We had 10 scheduled. The last one got canceled, though, so we played 9.
Gotcha. So, I mean, nine games, some against opponents that you wouldn't normally face.
Right.
I mean, I think, one of the big things that maybe some fans or even evaluators say is, this guy's a small school player. He doesn't really face anybody, right. Which I believe is BS, because even in your conference alone, you face some great talent. But just kind of want to get your feel for it. I mean, over the course of your career, tell me some of the players that you faced, like across from you, like maybe some of the best opponents you've had.
So some of the best I've played against really is his last name's Player from Tulsa. we played him my first year starting. He's a great player right now. He's one of Tulsa's main defensive linemen that they love to use. Just even through conference, teams like Southeastern Louisiana, they always have a solid defensive line. And Nichols, who had Sully Lachey the past few years. And even this year, we played teams like we had 3 FBS games scheduled. One of them got canceled, unfortunately, but UAB had a tremendous defensive line. 2 of their players they're a really good competition this year. And Forrest Merrill from Arkansas State, we saw him for a lot of the first half. I don't know what happened to take him out the second half, but he's a big dude. He's one of the better competition I've played since I've been here.
Yeah, I mean it's really nice to be able to play some guys that some people actually have on their big boards, man. I mean, Forrest Merrill is probably one of those guys that a lot of people have.
Right.
So I mean, some great talent there, really, in your conference. I mean, it's not always easy, even though you might end up winning that conference title. I mean, it's definitely not easy sledding there.
No.
Talk to me maybe about your approach to the weight room. I mean, you graduated with a degree in exercise science, I believe.
Right.
So obviously you should know how to exercise. So
yeah.
Talk to me about you in the weight room. Maybe like fill me in on maybe your approach to the weight room and your attitude.
Right. So I kind of grew up around it. My dad was big into bodybuilding for a little bit, so always been around the weight room, and really it's one of my favorite places to be. Just either to clear my mind, to chase after goals, whatever it is. And when I come into the weight room, I'm there to work for as long as I need to, and then I'm out. Usually just either to get stronger or to get bigger, to get faster, whatever it is. So I like to take my own time in there a lot, even though we work with our strength coaches here.
Cool. And next question I really have for you really is, I don't know, kind of want to move on from the weight room and not really focus on that so much because you're a football player. So tell me about some of your best football moments, about you out there, maybe one of your best games or plays. Give me some of your highlights if you don't mind.
So a big highlight for me was definitely Tulsa game, my freshman year, getting to play my first game and first start in my home state against a good competition. That was a fun game. And then UIW last year, that was for the conference title at the end of the year. It was really one of our ground and pound kind of games. And, I just had, probably one of my better games of the year. Had a bunch of knockdowns, was eating it up out there. But even this year, UAB was one of my favorite games to play this year. It was a quick turnaround after Austin Peay, but just playing that good competition, I felt like I was really in tune with them. I was doing what I needed to do. Even though we lost the game, I think I performed well myself.
Cool. So let's just kind of move on and just sort of, I don't know, talk about you like outside of football a little bit. I mean, again, we had already mentioned you're an exercise science major. Did you have a minor as well? I can't remember.
Yes, in business management.
So business management. So tell me more about you maybe as a student. I mean, what's been like your most difficult class to date?
Difficult class? Biomechanics was pretty tough. That's one of the major classes for exercise science. That was it entails a lot of physics and math around body movement. So that was a pretty tough one.
Cool. So share a little bit more about yourself. I mean, maybe some of the things that I don't know you're interested in, some of your likes, dislikes, hobbies, passions, anything about yourself that you want to share in this video.
I got you.
So go ahead, give me something for the.
Well, for starters, I'm a big Christian. I'm involved with some Christian organizations on campus. So I like being able to spread that to other people. Use God's word or use my ability as an athlete as a platform to spread God's word. And along with that, I'm big into Star Wars right now. My older brother got me into that. Kind of been fanboying over all that stuff recently. And other than that, I like like I said before, I'm in the weight room a lot. That's one of my passions. That's why I went to school for it. And playing Xbox with my brothers is always a fun thing for me. Just being able to hang out with them, even though I'm 300 miles away in Arkansas.
Cool. Not as big into some of the more recent Star Wars films, but I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, if I had to choose, I think I'm more of a Trekkie than I am a Star Wars.
Oh, really? No,
So,
man.
it is what it is, man. We're able to binge watch some of the shows and stuff on
Right.
like Amazon Prime. That's kind of what my wife and I have been doing, since like all this COVID stuff
Oh,
hit.
yeah.
We've been
Got a lot of
going through
time.
everything. Heck
Yeah.
yeah. Um, well, the next question for you, bud, is if you had the opportunity maybe to go back in time a little bit, give your younger self, just a little bit of advice in order to prepare him for like the next 4 or 5 years of being a football player. What sort of advice would you tell him?
I definitely encourage him to persevere. It's not going to be easy by any means, but as long as you keep getting up when you're down, you'll get through it, and great things will come from it.
Cool. I mean, usually, Toby, around this time in the interview, I just kind of give you the floor so that you have the ability to, give some thanks, give some love to some people that really mean a lot to you in your journey as an athlete, whether it be family, coaches, mentors, and even some of your teammates that have impressed you along the way. So go ahead, man. Floor is yours. Shout outs. Go for it.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank God for just the opportunities that I've been given. Everything kind of fell into place for me here at UCA, and it's still kind of falling into place for me. COVID wasn't a good deal, but gave me an opportunity to play another year. So, obviously, want to thank him. I want to thank my parents just for supporting me through it all. They've always, even when I thought I couldn't do something, they've been there to push me through, and they've given me all the provisions I need to be able to do it. I'd like to thank Drew Mitchell. He's a coach I had here coming out of high school. Really taught me everything he knew about the offensive line position, technique-wise, even just being able to know what defenders are going to try to do to me. And after that, I just want to thank my coaches, especially Coach Boykin. He's one of the main reasons I ended up at UCA, and he's always been there pulling me along. And then my teammates, always picking each other up, always got each other's back, and we're there for each other. I want to shout out Scuda, Robert Rochelle. He's entering the 21 draft class right now. He's one of my boys. I love that dude, and I can't wait to see what he does.
Yeah, man. Rochelle is he's very high, like on my board. So he's going to be drafted. He's going to be drafted sooner than people think, in my opinion. So definitely a guy to keep an eye on.
Right.
But next question for you, Toby, is give me your why. Why do you play football? Just talk to me about your motivation.
So my love for football grew out of a passion to knock people around for fun, and that just grew as I played. With all the different aspects of it coming in as you grow older, it all grew on me. And my motivation to play is to be able to support the people and to give back to the people who did everything they could to get me where I'm at right now.
Gotcha. And of course, I mean, hopefully one of these days, I mean, you'll have the opportunity maybe to get to that professional level. So if you have the opportunity right now, I mean, to just give me your pitch to one of those teams at the professional level, what sort of player would they be getting if they took a chance on you, brought you into their team? What kind of a teammate would they be getting?
I think I'm all around. I'm a teammate kind of guy. I'm going to do everything I can for the person next to me. I don't always like to hype myself up, but I think I bring, a dog mentality that you got to have as a football player, especially an offensive lineman, just to be in the trenches all the time. And I can't say I'm the complete package. I don't know if anybody really is the complete package, but I like to bring up that I'm a leader. I'm technically sound. I'll do anything I have to help the team win. So.
Gotcha. I mean, I think that we already talked about a lot of the great things that you bring. Again, like you had said, I mean, being a leader, being a team captain, having some good experience. I mean, even though you're a small school athlete, I mean, you've actually played against some top competition.
Right.
And having that experience against some of those guys that we know are going to get their opportunity at the next level, it certainly, just kind of raises your stock too, because I mean, if you've had success against them, if you're able to get those pancake blocks on some of those guys, I mean, obviously you're doing something good.
Yeah.
But Toby, I really appreciate your time. I think people really need to, turn on the tape. I mean, it's great that you were able to put some tape out this fall. Hope to see some more of you as your career continues to unfold.
Absolutely.
Wish you best of luck moving forward, bud.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Again, Toby Sanderson, center, Central Arkansas. Check him out.